Libra. We are deep in 2026 here at the time of recording in mid-January. It already feels like 5,000 years. Let's see what's going on for you specifically in this 2026 period. It feels better to do these individual horoscopes, if I'm honest with you, versus mundane and collective transits this year. These are still collective transits, but we have more authority as individuals to choose our lives. It's way more, I think, beautiful as a directive divination for human individuals than it is for humans as a group. So let's see what's going on for you, Libra. Of course, you know how this is set up. We're looking at the solstices and the equinoxes. Really, when the sun goes into cardinal signs throughout the year. I'm so confident in this technique. I've used it for many years, and it allows us to have a through line of being and what's happening in your everyday world in the middle of the hundreds of transits that happen every year. So as we start the year, which is really Capricorn ingress of the sun on December 21st, 2025, Venus is in your natural third house. Venus is doing stuff with Saturn, Neptune, Sun, Mercury, Venus, which isn't really uncommon. Venus, Saturn, Neptune is fascinating because it looks like you're just deep in routine right now. Routine, health, getting your fitness in order, be that with just the daily running of your life. Third house is fascinating because it can be actually kind of boring, if you will. For lack of a better word, it is the stuff that we use every day that we take for granted, like our phones, hopping in a car or a bus, being on a scooter or a bike, or the technology we use, like computers. I mean, we use them all the time, right? They're almost part of our limbs at this point. And so you're caught up in basics like that and trying to manage your everyday running of your life, your equipment, your mental health, your physical health, and which is like everybody's dream in some way at the beginning of the new year, to not be on a turn up and actually just have everything together in life. Let's look at what the direct midpoint structures are doing in this time period. You've got Sun conjunct Venus, Mars. I'm obviously using Venus because that's your ruling planet. You've also got Venus opposite Jupiter, Uranus, and this is totally different energy than what we see with Venus, Saturn, Neptune in your natal chart at this time. Venus, Jupiter, Uranus is a turn up. It's enthusiastic. It's luscious. It's lavish. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. It's sex, music, dance, energy, healing in the most fabulous possible way. And so you're buzzing too. We have that like surface level health stuff, all that stuff, but you're on a buzz and you're ready to release. You're ready to get your freak on or your expression out there and to feel a buzz in your existence. We've also got Pluto conjunct the Venus lunar north node midpoint. And so romance could definitely be a thing for you coming into the year. Looking good, feeling good, being sexy, and, you know, exuding that sexiness. Very, very important to do alongside these more boring things on the list. Gotta manage this, take care of the pets, take care of the household, take care of my mental, take care of the things to do on the to-do list at my job and everywhere else. Let's see where these direct midpoint structures fall. We've got a first harmonic, and that's it for Venus. So they all are kind of first harmonic. direct midpoint structures according to this. Let's move on to the third month of the year where the sun enters Aries on March 20th, 2026, and see how that works for you. So we've got your ruling planet Venus is going to be in the seventh house with this Aries pile up. And so seventh house issues are opposition issues, they are polarities, they are other people. And seventh house is so much. It can speak to very significant agreements and contracts with other human beings that need to equally pull their weight. Signing people on for their expertise that you can't really get anywhere else. It's excellent level expertise. They have the knowledge. Also, your significant partner that you live with, cohabitate with, marriage or otherwise. And also, it is a house of open enemies. So, one thing that's super big about the seventh house is visibility and being seen and coming out. I think you've had enough of that already, but in a kind of different way. Now, because we've got this Venus, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron is also in Aries at this time, I think that there is something organic you're looking for in your significant relationships, finding a rhythm, finding a purpose. This isn't a very severe culling. Actually, no. Okay, no. Okay, I thought I saw a Venus, Saturn, Pluto. There, it's Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. Anyway, that would have been a very hard culling of people in your life. Venus, Saturn, Neptune is more like, I want to prance in the field naked with tulips in my hair, where the rabbit's at, like eating well together, just being healthy, having like a healthy arrangement are super important as we get to the third month of the year into June. So this is March through June we're talking about right now. Let's see what else Venus is doing via midpoints. We've got Neptune conjunct Venus, Mars. And so romance is just such a huge thing for you this year. It's a huge theme. You might be dating or seeing something shifting in your significant partnerships or partnership. And I think that you are ready to dream more, dream big, go in a new direction that is ideal, something from your fantasies. And I do not want to crap on dreaming. I think dreaming is just as important as functionality in very like Saturnine rules, do it to manifest it, whatever. Like this is something that you've been dreaming about experiencing for a very long time. And I think you finally get the help you need to orchestrate this dream in reality. Let's look at where these Venus midpoints fall in harmonics. You've got Venus conjunct Mercury Uranus in the ninth harmonic, which is great because ninth harmonic is community and healing. So that indicates that you are able to find innovative friends, find innovative colleagues, and do the networking and connections and make the connections that you need to realize these dreams. And again, healing is another huge theme for you for throughout the year. All types, from spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, relational, all the types of healings are really, really the goal, the benchmark for you, Libra, in 2026. Let's look at what's going on for you. Naturally, you're the seventh house natural ruler as Libra. So engagements and relationships are just par for the course with the zodiac sign. But for you, there's a revitalization and or an aliveness and depth and intensity in relationships that may not have happened may not have been happening for a long time. I think you're also thinking about, where is this organically going? Like, are you guys compatible on deeper levels? Just trying to find a natural rhythm, and then also getting caught up. This is a very more specific though, because we have 10th and 11th house situations with Pluto, Venus, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Venus, Jupiter, Pluto. And the 10th house is your public standing, your career, your face in the world, your public life. The 11th house are shared ideals that a collective group of people want to see in the world. That's why it rules homeowners associations and different groups like artists agencies and whatever. Nonprofit, maybe. It's just like a collective of thinkers, right? And also just straight up casual friends. The 5th and the 11th house access are casual friends in different ways. But you've got your 7th house with Saturn, Neptune in Aries lit up from February. And so that adds depth. That adds, what do these people add and or detract from my life? Can we actually form something healthy and organic together and grow? Right? The growth is going to be Venus, Jupiter, Pluto. That's really fancy tastes. That is like not, I don't even know if you're physically able to demote yourself in terms of going after what you want to enjoy in your life and what you want to manifest for yourself and for the world. Venus is doing one thing that I can see. No, we've got 3 things. So the Pluto opposing Venus Jupiter midpoint, also lunar north node opposing Moon Venus, and Sun conjunct Venus Mars midpoint. Here's Sun Venus Mars, so it's going to be your 8th house. So the sex is just like, good for you off the hook this year. I think like if you have good sex in your life, fantastic. If you don't, you're probably gonna want it. We're talking about transformational experiences with other humans is such a huge longing. Surface level relating just doesn't work. We're becoming different kinds of people. And I do think that because this is an 8th house thing with Mars, it's gonna trigger toxicity as well. This is wise, energetic investments, sexual investments. And let's just check out these midpoints before we move on to your birthday season. Happy birthday in advance. So we have the 92nd harmonic being triggered with Sun conjunct Venus, Mars. And that is the only midpoint that I can see in this listing involving Venus. And the 23rd harmonic times 4 just makes things so random and specific. And how it ties into the subjects that we just talked about would be, of all the millions of options in the world of people to spend your time with for specific reasons, you find the perfect people underneath all the choices. And so it just puts you in the right place at the right time to discuss, shared investments, shared ideals, and your public standing. Let's check out what is happening at the conclusion of the year for you. Full character transformation in a way, because you've got the Sun in Libra is now connected to Neptune, Pluto. I feel like you're just going to be on a whole new different trajectory with romance. So a change in status, engagement, divorce, new boyfriend, girlfriend, breakup, one of those statuses shifting. And also, I just feel like the vision that you have, that you are propelled to realize with your life, the one that lingers in your heart and your mind and your soul and gets you through every single day, that changes. That changes a lot, which I think these kinds of things are fundamental shifts when you have new goals and dreams that replace those that you had maybe for several years or most of your life. That's really fundamentally one of the biggest shifts that we can ever experience in our lifetimes, because it's like a whole new you, right? So, whole new you, all of that with your creative projects, with what you're compelled to do, with your relationships, your significant romantic relationships, friends, work, people, consultants. Let's look at the midpoint, see what Venus is doing. You've got Venus opposing your moon, Mars midpoint, and Mercury conjunct Sun, Venus, 1 degree, 11 minutes. And then you've got this quincunx with Venus, Uranus. And so I think that there could be like a little bit of a, excuse my language, like a cock block to getting your voice out there, not having enough resources, not really sure how you can take on this new path, or you're going to go with it, just like doubts and growing pains around these realizations. But fortunately, because Venus opposing your moon Mars midpoint lives in the 29th harmonic, that means that you have help from foreign sources where you're able to improve your life by banking on something that you're not familiar with, that you didn't grow up with, that you weren't around before. 29th harmonic is very ambassadorial, and it's very clear. I think travel could potentially be part of this. It's either travel, broadcasting, higher education, this decision around where you're going, your new trajectory. Maybe it could also speak to spirituality, but I think it's more about like the vision and your value systems. And it's not even more about that. It also includes that potentially. And just know that taking a foreign step and getting help from people that you wouldn't normally solicit or didn't even know existed, and you need help from a perspective that you would have never adopted necessarily before now, that help is available and abundant for you in the last part of the year.